السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور الإيمان والقرآن والإسلام. اللهم استخدمنا في خدمة القرآن والإيمان والإسلام. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. We have been studying the chapter Tawkir, and we studied last Thursday, verse 11. We covered one side of it, what the heavens represent in the verse. The heavens is the ultimate aim, ultimate result of the existence of the things, which is the meaning. So when the meaning of the things unveiled, it means meaning of the creation is unveiled, which means, as far as we are concerned right now, the meaning of the things referred to, we said, the qualities of their maker. So when the qualities of their maker unveiled to you, or in reality they are there, then you have to refer to these qualities rather than the objects themselves. It was a little bit difficult to grasp because, as we understand from heavens, generally speaking, this is the earth and the heavens is the sky. But as far as the creation is concerned, the stars, the earth, and everything are the same. The work of the Creator, where the qualities of the Creator are manifested. So what is specifically we can expect from the Quran to when the Quran says heavens are unveiled? It means the reality of the objects became obvious to you. Then you have to utilize it. You have to communicate with it. That was the first part of it. And as far as the human actions are concerned, human beings are human thinking, understanding, our perceptions are concerned. When I discover the meanings of the objects in the creation, it means when I discover the meanings manifested in the objects, which means the qualities of their creator. What else, which kind of meanings we can get from the material or immaterial object? It is pointless. Which kind of meaning you can get if we don't get the qualities manifested in the objects, the qualities of their creator. The qualities cannot belong to the objects themselves, because they have no free will, knowledge, power. They have nothing. So we cannot attribute the qualities of the things to themselves. For example, we always give the example, here is the machine here, and there are lots of functions and qualities manifested in the machine. I must be crazy to say that these qualities are coming from the particles of the machine. It doesn't make sense. It is impossible, because they are dead. even they are alive, they don't have any power to do anything, any power to create anything, to give existence to any quality. They have no choice. It's obvious. But people say it is natural, or this kind of language they use in order to hide that they have no answer to it. They made up the story. They made up the word, a certain vocabulary that people may think that because there are natural laws. What are the natural laws? Where do they come from? But what we observe in the creation is a constant. If it is a constant, we say that is natural law. But I understand the constant because the order always keeps repeating the same routine of coming into existence. But what is natural? We have to question this word every day. What is natural? The thing themselves. Here is this thing. Do you think this thing made itself? Its nature made it? What do you mean by nature? It needs to be created, and it is created. Where you cannot say that it is given existence to itself. It is illogical, totally illogical. So this word is the most frequently used and referred to, and our minds are really with this word, natural, as if we think that there is such a thing in the creation. Natural. There is nothing natural by itself. The thing is created, or they created themselves. They gave existence to themselves. But you know that nothing can give existence to itself. So what do we mean by nature or natural? The things themselves. It is so crazy to refer the existence of a thing or existence of the quality of a thing to something completely fable, story. No reality at all. This word is natural, is the most annoying word for me. It doesn't make any sense at all. Anyways, but because it is very frequently used, especially it is used late last 2-3 centuries. Lots of philosophers based their philosophy on this notion, naturalism, materialism, and they refer the existence to the nature of the things themselves, as if my nature is making me. But what is nature apart from me? They have no answer. Anyway, so when we realize that all the qualities, all the science subjects discover the qualities manifested in the objects, all the qualities, all the content of the science discoveries, are defining the qualities manifested in them. And these qualities can only be given to them by their maker. So you have to look for the maker. And this maker cannot be of the part of the universe. Because we are looking for the maker of the universe. We cannot say that the maker of the universe is the universe itself. It is ridiculously irrational. So when we realize that, when we discover the qualities manifested to manifesting the qualities of their maker, what we do, we unveil the heaven. We unveil the heaven. You get this? But you may find this strange, because you never heard this understanding of heaven. I'm challenging you. If somebody heard this understanding of challenge, unveil the heaven. When the heavens are unveiled, it must have a reflect in my being. What does it mean? It must have a representation in my being. For example, when I unveil the qualities manifested in the creation, so I must also unveil the meaning in my actions and refer it to the Creator. It means I must discover, I must unveil the meaning there. And in my actions also, for example, if I do an action, I shouldn't lose myself in the action itself. I should concentrate consciousness, human consciousness needs to concentrate on the meaning of the actions that I am performing, I'm doing. Otherwise, the action itself has no worth, nothing, has no value. Action itself. And everybody can eat, everybody can walk, everybody can do certain actions here and there. Even the animals do the same things. They see, they hear, they breathe, they eat, they multiply their generations. But it's not human. What makes a human being is consciousness. The consciousness is expected to be used in order to unveil the heaven of that object. It means ultimate purpose in its existence, to demonstrate the qualities manifested in themselves. And the quality is always what? Refer to their creator's quality, because the objects, the matter itself, either living or non-living matter, animate, inanimate matter, cannot really produce the quality. They are just matter. They are particles, atoms. They cannot do it. We cannot say that the atoms are doing that. They don't know what they are. They are subject to the order of the universe. We have to understand this. They have no other option other than following the order as they are created. They don't follow consciously. They are created within the order. That's it. That's what they exist, how they exist. They are created within the option, within the order of the creation. So as far as I'm concerned, I must demonstrate the meaning. I must be conscious of the meaning in my action. The meaning, it depends on my consciousness. Meaning refers to what? The ultimate object or ultimate purpose in the existence of anything. So ultimate purpose in the existence of, or in existence of my action, what is that? To reflect the qualities of the Creator in my action. So we be careful when you do any action, try to see through your consciousness, what are you doing? Why are you doing? What are you representing in your action? Whatever you do, even ordinary household chores or praying, fasting, what are you doing? Are you manifesting the qualities of the Creator? Manifested in your action? Are you conscious of it? For example, giving a typical, generally used example, you are helping a needy person, for example, just an example. So are you conscious that you are manifesting the quality of the Creator, of this sense of helping? Not you are helping, but you are created with the quality to help others, and this quality is given to you by your Creator. Perfect. Your Creator. So if you are conscious that although you are helping the person, another needy person or animal or whatever, plants, whatever, you say, my Creator is helping through creating my action. I only choose to do this way or another way. But my responsibility depends on my consciousness. My consciousness. If I am aware of it, then my action represents God's qualities. Or I am conscious of it, and I attribute the action to the creatorship of God who created me. That is the responsibility for us to unveil the heavens.
I have a question. When we unveil the meaning, and if we, depending on how we interpret that meaning, whether, like, I'm a little confused between the meaning and what we interpret from that meaning, or
Well,
what
the awareness of the meaning. Yeah, not interpretation comes after the awareness, of course, but you have to pay attention to the meaning that your action represents. As you look at the objects in the creation, what are you expected to do? To see the meaning manifested in them. It is their roof, if you like, their ultimate purpose in their being, to reflect the qualities of their creators. Now, when it comes to you, you have to do the same thing to yourself. What you are doing is reflecting the qualities of your creator, but it needs your own consciousness. Get it? Your own consciousness. But if you are not conscious of it, you do the action attributed to yourself as if you are attributing the qualities manifested in a being to itself. So I am a good man, I helped another person, I am a good man, I prayed. It means the sun is a good thing, object, produces the light, and what is that? That is naturalism. Yeah, attributing the qualities to the nature of the thing itself, or instinct of the thing itself. So when it comes to ourselves, attributing the quality of the actions to myself. So doing the action is not the ultimate aim. Of course, doesn't mean that we shouldn't do action. You know, action means, for example, typical example is the rituals. It doesn't mean that we don't have to pray, just consciousness. We have to do the action, but be conscious of the reality that the qualities of the creator of that action is manifested in the action you are doing. Is this clear?
Yes, yes.
No, it is the word heaven. So in the, for example, they use a lot in Christian tradition, which is not bad at all. So they say, you know, how to go to heaven. Heaven knows, heaven wills. This is what I mean? Yeah, it should mean the quality manifested in the object belongs to, it is the reflection of the quality of the creator. But we are used to, of course, when we say heavens, we do this. But this is a human reaction. Okay, this is not bad. It means look for the highest purpose in the existence of that object. Or look for the highest purpose in the existence of your action. What is the highest purpose? What can be the highest purpose in doing something? What is the highest purpose in, let's say, a tree? I can see the tree there. Tree existing. What is the purpose of tree to exist? What is it? What is the purpose of tree to exist? Anybody?
About oxygen.
Yeah. So they cannot give up oxygen. They don't know what oxygen is. Yeah. In the way that they are created to give us oxygen, manifested the mercy of creator, order of creator, deliberate action of the creator, deliberate. purposeful action of the Creator. That's why the tree is created. That's why you are created as a human being. To be aware of what is going on there, but this awareness is the ultimate purpose of their existence, which is to transfer the qualities of their Creator to conscious beings so that they will acknowledge the qualities of the Creator through their existence. That's what the universe, as the Quran describes it, the universe is created in order to glorify God. What does it mean? But they themselves just demonstrate the qualities manifested on them. They are already glorifying. As far as I am concerned, I have to be aware of their glorifications, exaltations, and join them consciously. That's what I am, a conscious being. That's what is expected of me, consciousness. That is called, in the language of the Quran, belief. Anyone else? Someone else?
Yeah, I just had a question. So what if we, just to play angel's advocate, what if we consider like the majestic qualities of God, so such as like the humiliator, the one who humiliates?
Yes, you can humiliate unbelief.
It's just how would you manifest certain of those attributes?
Wrong actions, wrong choice, your wrong interpretations. You have to humiliate, you have to reject. Yes? So you have to be angry with any wrong interpretation of the creation, which is insult to their Creator. You have to say, no, you cannot insult. So if someone says, nature is doing it, this is natural, you say, no, you cannot insult the Creator's quality manifested on them and attribute it to the thing itself, inanimate being with no quality. So you have to react. We don't have to confirm everything. Sometimes we have to react to the wrong things. The Quran is full of reactions, criticizing unbelief, criticizing hypocrisy, criticizing neglectfulness, following egoistic ambitions, full of them. Yeah.
So how does this apply to worship? Worship, which is
this worship, acknowledgement is your worship. What are you expecting of the worship?
For example, like worship is an essentially created being thing, right? I mean, for example, when we pray or do specific actions, right? How does that reflect the Creator in that sense? Because
you are abd, if you use the Arabic word, you are the worshipper. You are acknowledging the one who is to be worshipped. It means acknowledged. So I don't know what you mean, of course, by word worship, but I understand worship means acknowledgement and acting and choosing according to your acknowledgement, practicing your acknowledgement. But if you reduce, I don't know whether you do it, I don't think you do it. If you reduce worship on the certain actions, it is not worship, it is doing some certain actions. The spirit of the worship, if you like, what gives life to worship is your consciousness, because you are a human being. So human being, what makes you a human being is different from an ordinary animal is what? Your consciousness, your awareness, what you are doing. So that is called belief. So when you practice your belief, not in action wise, even your reflections, your thoughts, that is worship. So we have to give room for those people who come forward to front. Come you two as well, for those people who come, because there will be at least 500 people today coming and praying. Yeah. So, for example, come in this way. I mean, here there's room. In the verse, sometimes ago we studied this. The part of the verse which describes Allah describes Himself, how we should really comprehend Him, which is called Ayatul Kursi. You know, this the verse of throne, throne verse. They say. Now, in the throne verse, they said one of the parts of this verse says in Arabic, "Wasi'a kursiyuhu as-samawati wal-ard." His kursi, when he really, if you like, not as a human being, but where he really manifests his all qualities, is what? As-samawati wal-ard. So the kursi is what is on top of others. Yeah, it is on above, if you like, if the ceiling, or if the ultimate aim of something, the existence of something. So his kursi is where? Where do you think the Creator is really, if you like, manifesting Himself to you? Where? Sorry? Here. So say it? Here. Yeah. Where's here? The universe. Yeah. So as far as our life and our responsibility is concerned, to see the Creator's qualities manifested in the things, what we see, God's throne. It means the Creator's qualities are manifested there. Right? We say, I could see you everywhere. What you see, nothing but the qualities of the maker of the things themselves. We understand that. Some people may not know what we are talking about. Okay, but inshallah, if you have further questions, we can talk about Sema, because the word heaven is mostly used rather than in a figurative way, as if really we can think that this Sema, the heaven up there, it means galaxies. But galaxies are not different from the earth. They are created beings. They may have different qualities. Of course, there are different creatures on earth have different qualities. One of them is small, the other one is big. One of them really manifests light, stars, but the earth doesn't manifest light. It doesn't emit light. The light does, but it has lots of other things to demonstrate as far as the qualities of their creators, manifestations and exaltations is concerned. Now, I think we have a few minutes. I don't think is it time or a few minutes left?
Yeah.
So we have a few minutes to stop for prayer, and after prayer, there will be I think iftar in the next rooms, but we will continue here if you are patient. What people are having something for their stomach, we will have something upstairs, inshallah, after prayer. So actually, this is right now the time. So we can stop here before we move on to verse 12, which is very interesting. Now I'll ask you questions and you will answer. Right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Again. Verse 12. وَإِذَا الْجَحِيمُ سُعِّرَتْ. So it means, what does it mean? You don't know? You don't know what it means? It's written there. Come close.
And when hell is made to burn fiercely.
Yeah. When the first question is, what is hell?
I was just going to say, can you repeat it? Because I highly doubt that this captured it.
The what? Okay, so, and when hell is made to burn fiercely.
Yeah. So, what is hell?
Hell is a state of mind where one is just ingrained within this universe, not getting any meaning out of what they observe or their own actions.
Do you think just not getting any meaning? What does it mean? If somebody doesn't get any meaning from anything, from his own existence, from his actions, from what he observes around him, what happens? You want to say something as well?
Yeah. To follow up on what she said, when people don't get the meaning from their actions, they have failed to first acknowledge what is it that they're doing and why. So they're going to do things for the sake of just doing them, but like there's no fruitful significance in this life. And also like what hell means, it's like the message has been reached to the audience, and again, like the audience failed to acknowledge what is it that message is being portrayed and why.
Yeah. So if you don't get the meaning, this is a good introduction, both of you. Thank you. Yes, very good. If you don't get the meaning, okay. What we see in the Quran describing the hell is a very, very fearful, horrible place. What is the main description of the description of the hell in the hell is in the Quran? Whatever you want, you need. For a simple example, practical example, the Quran says you are hungry, you are thirsty, you want cool air. These are the very practical, simple examples in life, and the Quran uses the simple examples, practical examples. So you are thirsty, you want to satisfy your thirst, and you are given only what? Something which increases your thirst. You are hungry and you want to eat something. Now, in order to satiate yourself, your need, you are giving something which increases your hunger. And rather than giving you comfort, gives you more, better than if you didn't have it, but you are desperately in need of it. For example, another description of the hell in the Quran, hot. It is unbearably hot, right? So, I mean, the very horrible description of hell in the Quran. What you need is something cooling, something shade, makes shade to you from the heart, right? Protect you. But the shade is at, what was the word? Very dark cloud, which makes you even more suffocated. So you are in between now. Shall I seek refuge in the shade? And it is worse than being really in a very bad position. Why do you think Quran describes hell in this way, and what does it refer to?
I have two assumptions. One is that with that description in mind, that there's no other alternative. That's how I see it. And
other alternative to what?
Well, I understood hell slightly differently, but to, I guess, knowing myself, or perhaps having some form of comfort with my existence.
Yeah. No, I think we need to describe, to explain what we mean by my. Yeah, what is me?
Well, everything, the way I see it is, at least, is everything is through my lens. So
through my
lens, through my perspective.
Yeah, lens. Yeah.
Everything in that case is my reality, my existence, my conclusions, my result, my outcome, or I guess the outcome of my choices.
Mm-hmm.
So everything in that case is mine. There's no anything else but it.
Why I wanted to make it clearer what we mean by my, or me, or I, we think our physical body, our even the mental power, mental situation, psychological situation, we think that that makes me and I, or my lens, my expectations. But in fact, we always emphasize on this aspect of human side. What do we mean really by me when I refer to myself and try to make sense of my existence meaningful? So it is not my physical body. It is not real hunger. Also, even the followers of the students of the Quran, because the Quran describes hell and paradise in terms of physical being, but the result is horrible feeling, torture. But as if I am hungry, as if I'm thirsty, right? But this is physical things, but the result is horrible feelings as far as the hell is concerned, as far as the paradise is concerned, the most comfortable feelings. So even the people who read the Quran think of hell and paradise, think of happiness in terms of their physical beings. For example, when you are hungry, you eat food, you are satiated. Right? You say, oh, that's what I am. I am now full. I have nothing to complain. My stomach is full and I'm satisfied with the food I ate. I enjoyed it. That's the point, that we have to be very careful to make the distinction when we mean by I, me, my, whatever. That's why I would like you to add something to it. Anything to say? Yeah.
I think every human being, I'm just going to go from here. It says soul. Yeah. And I think
so it says what?
Every soul knew what it has produced. I feel like it goes beyond our mind and our body. It's internal,
So how are we how do you think we can describe it? Good approach. Yeah. How can we describe it? What is me?
Awareness.
Yeah. Your human awareness, consciousness, human awareness. Yeah. Consciousness. So although the description is physical, but the effect of this physical relationship is described in the Quran in terms of your consciousness. But we are not talking about the physical existence of hell and paradise in another creation. We are not talking about this. Because we are not denying it, but it is our subject is always what I can make out of this verse while I am here and now. So what does it mean for me when hell is made is burn fiercely right now for you? If that's our subject. We always study the Quran for now, here and now. Yeah.
Going back to the initial question that you asked, that why does the Quran describes hell as in with harsh language?
And in physical terms.
Right.
And our practical examples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's really, I feel it's a pain that one suffers through meaninglessness. So, yeah. When you go on with your daily interaction with the universe, with your mundane routine, without any, like Sarah said, consciousness, awareness of who am I, you get stuck in a circle of meaninglessness, I would say. And that feeling is hell. And like you were describing the cloud, and you're like, oh, should I take, shade underneath this cloud? But it's meaninglessness. It's not going to add anything to
your
to that which I'm seeking, to provide me some kind of comfort. And so
what example we give mostly in practical terms. What we do, we say your stomach needs food. When you put food in your stomach, it says, okay, I'm fine. But you are not stomach. That's your animal side. Animals have stomach as well. When they eat food, they are comfortable, they go. Even they are not as greedy as human beings are, they don't really take more and put them in bank account or something. Just that when they are full, they just go. Finish. When they are hungry, they look for food. Right? But human beings are worse than animals in this case. If you reduce your being to animal being. Now, human beings are what do we need? as a human being, not only is, this is the requirements of the body. You put food in your stomach, but your humanity needs what? You wanted to speak. Your humanity needs what? Human side. What?
Rita just said it needs something that lasts more than something transient, which translates
So what do you mean by last more than transient?
So my humanity is not satisfied by anything that's temporary.
Temporary, anything temporary. You want to enjoy your existence eternally. That's what human beings is. Yeah, the contradiction between this desire and the description of hell is this: whatever your human side wants, human side needs, hell provides you just against it, not the stomach. What makes one deserve hell?
If you're just filling in your stomach, if you're just, if you're just taking care of your animal side only, that's.
So even after we die, we will be resurrected, we will be given physical body. That is something else. That's true, but at the same time, it is not our concern now. So if a person now says, I need food, I ate, and I am satisfied, and that's it. Do you think this person as a human being, will experience happiness, pleasure in his life? Why? You know why, but let's talk about it. Put it in words. Why do you think this person will not take pleasure in his existence? Yeah.
So humans have an existential need created within us that is always hungry in this world.
Hungry for?
For something that's beyond this world.
So beyond?
So to connect to something that can secure our existence, which can only be the maker of our existence. So humans, I think the greatest hunger is...
Don't go to maker of our existence. It's too far. Now, you want something, and what do you want as a human being? You wanted to say something.
Like using the example of hunger and food, as human beings, if we just eat and say that this is it, I'm satisfied, we fail to recognize that this is a feeling that's been given by the Creator, and that feeling is going to keep coming back.
No, now don't bring the Creator into picture right now, because it is too early. Now, as a human being, you are hungry, you eat, your stomach is full, maybe the delicious food as well, you enjoy it. Will you be pleased with your existence?
No.
No.
Why? That is what I wanted to speak to you without using any religious language.
Okay.
As we are experiencing now. Don't bring back to your previous conclusions into the discussion.
Okay.
Now, analyze the case step by step.
So I think there are various reasons, starting with the biggest worry that whatever I experienced ended right then and there.
Yeah.
Then that raises the question as to whether or not I'm going to re-experience that, or the need arises to re-experience that, which then raises another question as to how many times can I re-experience that thing within my existence, and knowing that even my own existence is not in my control. Hence, even my own existence is, I don't want to use the word temporary, but even my own existence seems like it will end.
Yeah.
I crave.
Everyone is sure of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I crave that to be eternal.
Yeah. So
Everlasting.
human needs eternal satisfaction. Now, for example, you experienced that you need, you loved, you tasted a new, let's say, food or syrup. Sorry?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Okay. If you didn't know the ice cream, you wouldn't desire, you wouldn't have desire for it. But when you taste it, what happens?
I build the desire for it.
What is that in your hand? Close that.
Yeah.
Get rid of this sort of things. Yeah, just for a while. Yeah.
I build the desire for it.
Now you start feeling the desire for it. Now, when you eat ice cream, what happens? You taste it, you enjoy it, what happens? It disappears, finishes. And you know that it has an end. Everybody's sure that their life is going to come to an end. And what you do now, if you think yourself as a stomach, a body, animal side only, as you experience the ice cream, you start experiencing
that, like you're gonna die, you'll keep.
And then that is the pain for your human side. Whatever you experience here, if you reduce that thing to itself, what you do, it helps you to establish a need for it eternally. And in this world, there's no eternity. What are you going to do? Yeah, what are you going to do? There is no alternative. Whatever you experience it, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, turns into, be careful here, source of pain. If you reduce yourself to physical body. Did you get it?
So going back to what you were saying, that when you eat the food, you're satisfying your stomach, but you're not satisfied because you know you'll die. So you're like, okay, I'll keep eating and die, and then what, right?
But that is correct. I'm not saying it's wrong, but we have to understand the nature of this creation, this type of creation, the order that we are experiencing here. Whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, if you reduce the food or the existence to this word only, this word says, I am transient. You say, I am transient, but your desire is eternal, permanent. So the more you experience of the beauty of this word, if you reduce it to this word only, and not to think of the source of the word, and then the source of the word keeps, the source of the word, the creator now, whoever gave existence to this universe, keeps repeating, and what? The things are transient, but the things are coming into existence in another form, but from the same source. It means source is, source is eternal. The things are transient, but the source is eternal. Now your experience is transient, but your desire is eternal. So what is going on here? If someone does not acknowledge the eternal source, he is building up his head.
How's my desire eternal?
Sorry?
How's my desire eternal?
But you don't want to lose your youth. You don't want to lose your brain. You don't want to lose your eyesight. You don't want to use your appetite.
So
you don't want to use anything you experienced in this world and enjoyed it.
So this desire to stay...
Not to lose anything.
Right.
For how long? Do you want to take off your eyes after 10 years? That's enough. I used it.
No.
100 years. You don't want to lose your eyesight.
What do I do now? How did you jump to the conclusion that this?
No, I didn't jump to the conclusion. I just pointed out the contradiction. That human beings have qualities which desire everything they enjoyed in this world eternally, with no end. But this word says, I am not eternal. So the contradiction comes from the way you enjoy the things in this world, and there is a conflict now between the nature of this world and nature of your human side. The more you enjoy, the more pain you produce for your life. Do you get it? That is the seed or the sign of hell. That's how the Quran describes it.
At the same time, without pain, you would never be able to see.
Yeah.
Either.
So you wouldn't notice.
It's a constant swing between heaven and hell.
Sorry?
Like living is a constant swing between heaven, being in heaven and being in heaven.
Yeah, depends on your consciousness. Depends on your choice.
Because the more you experience heaven,
the more pain you produce for yourself as far as the conditions of this world is concerned. Right? That's what you are saying. So what is the solution? Only solution is to develop your consciousness about the source of your existence, about the source of your feelings in your existence, about the source of the things that you enjoy. If you don't connect your existence through your consciousness to the source of existence of the things that you are experiencing in this world, you are developing your hell. What do people do? What do? They neglect this side, they ignore this side, they keep themselves busy with continuously seeking, pursuing a new way of experiencing, because human desire wants to experience perpetually, in a perpetual way, eternally. That's why they keep repeating the same thing again and again and again, repeating it. They want to have all the opportunities they to satisfy themselves, piling up. This is the descriptions of the Quran. Piling up in order to gain satisfaction as far as their human needs are concerned. The Quranic description is unbelievable. That reflects the human reality as we live. But we try to ignore it. We try to neglect it by keeping ourselves busy with other things, to piling up, repeating the same thing. That's why this consumerism, buying illness, buying, some people cannot stop buying. Why? Because they are looking for eternity, eternal satisfaction, and the things disappear. They want to replace it with another one. They want to replace it yet another one with another one. That's why they continually do shopping. Now it is very ridiculous nowadays. Even you don't go to shopping physically, you do shopping online. You cannot stop. And in order to perpetuate your satisfaction, you have to have opportunities, facilities, and for this, money. You have you need the power to buy, to get. So in order to get, in order to have money, what do you have to do? Work. Now the one job is not enough. 2 jobs. It's endless torture upon torture upon torture. That is the description of hell in the Quran. Yeah, sorry.
For me, hell doesn't seem bad.
I think it's a good thing that that pain is still, that pain has a source.
No, shall I stop? You know, it is excellent, but you need one word. Hell is not bad in its existence.
Right.
Now, that is the word we should never miss. But hell itself is horrible. I don't want to go there. But its existence is good for me. It's a good reminder that it reminds me my contradiction, where I am making the mistake, makes the right and wrong clear for me. That is why, although very rare, but scholars, some scholars, not many, some scholars say the creation of hell is mercy. You got the point. You pointed out this. We have to understand that. The Quran describes hell much more than it describes paradise. That is the point. Because only the reminder of hell that wakes me up. For example, rather than saying that, you know, if you do this action, you will be rewarded, is like, oh, rewarded, but after I die. Yeah? After I die, I don't know what will happen after I die. They say, I don't know how true it is. Right? But if you, as the Quran does, if you point out the hell in the action he is experiencing right now, he says, there's an inevitable contradiction in my attitude towards creation. So how can I solve this problem? They look for the solution. So hell is more helpful for me to realize the truth than paradise. Paradise is like, you know, giving a chocolate to a child to memorize Fatiha. Okay, you want to say something?
To your original question about satiety and a pleasure in the present, I would say that a person would experience pleasure because if their hunger is satisfied, but they're not reducing it to their physical being, then they can just eat and move on.
Eating. Something else. They eat, and as soon as they get out of the restaurant, what do? They plan for another meeting in another restaurant. Try to Greek restaurant. Try to Hindu restaurant, Chinese food, Turkish food, Persian food. Yeah, because it never ends. That's why they have to make money. Because they have to support it financially. They must be able to do that. In order to make money, they have to work harder. It is a vicious circle. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't work. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't make money. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't eat. But we have to change the lens of our mind, lens of our eye. It means our perspective. We have to change our perspective. But at the same time, take care of your body, all right. I mean, you can eat, but you know that you are filling the stomach. It is not human satisfaction. It is this satisfaction of one's stomach. That's it. And it's temporary. So did you, if we understand today the contradiction that the more we get pleasure from this world, if we don't have a right attitude, the more pain we are planting in our humanity. Did you get this? Automatic. That is the mercy of the Creator. Immediately, within the action we do, we perform, immediately, Creator has established the order in such a way that reminds me my contradiction. Doesn't say tomorrow I will let you know. When you die, I will let you know. Doesn't say the order of the creation. Doesn't say that. You know, when you, for example, you do it and enjoy your life now, yeah, as if as if, and after you die, you will come to me. I will give you a good punishment. No. Within the action itself, the pain is created in order to warn you that what you are doing is wrong. Did you get it? So this contradiction, in order to understand that, we have to think about ourselves. Although we talk about it a lot, I think those people who continues to come to these discussions, we talk about a lot that, look, don't confuse your human side with animal side. Animal side is temporary and nothing. Really, just you can eat something and satisfy yourself and finish. But human side needs a deliberate reflection, pondering over your reality, and realizing who you are. In fact, your human side. Realizing who you are, what you are. Yep. Okay. Now, it will be very easy. I will give you some examples from the Quran, how the Quran describes the people of hell. Would you like to? Do we have time?
Yeah, I want to understand the burn fiercely.
Yeah, it is burning. It is burn fiercely. When the hell is made to burn fiercely, of course, in the after resurrection, another type of creation, that's all right. We are not saying no. It is possible for the creator, if we understand that this universe is a creator, you have a creator. It is very easy to understand. He can do everything, but I have to apply it to my reality now and see the hell is burning fiercely within myself. When I experience this word, have experience with this word, without realizing that the source is absolute and it is my Lord. Yeah, and the hell burns fiercely in my existence. I feel it now. If I don't feel it, it means I am neglecting my human side and reducing myself to animal, being an animal, talking animal, economic animal, they call it, they describe it. Yeah, and the animal who pursues it is pleasure, it is benefit only. And then you reduce yourself to animal, but the eternal happiness or seeking eternal happiness is with you. What do? You deny. You say, that is just wishful thinking. That's what you feel, but it's not real. It is imagination. So eternal happiness. There is not such a thing. If you look at the Quran closely, it's a beautiful description of all these human feelings. But you have to read it here and now. If you refer it to the hereafter, after I die, it becomes alien to you. No, I have to take care of my life here. For example, those people who work for this life and wants to make money, and when you say akhirah, afterwards I will think about it. No, because he thinks that he's not experiencing now, because he reduced himself to an animal status. Now somebody else wanted to. Anyone?
For me, the experience of the heavens being unveiled or heaven can be instantaneously turned into the hell being burning fiercely.
That if you think that it's okay, for me, in my experience, for example, of experiencing pleasure, in the feeling of experiencing pleasure, you want more and more of it. Yeah.
And when that feeling comes about, you are craving more and more of it, and that makes you feel greedy, and you feel greedy when you think things are limited. But in essence, what the source is unlimited. So
Yeah,
the
if you
moment
don't realize the source is unlimited
Right.
source, yeah.
so the moment you are acting as if it was limited, it starts to burn fiercely because it starts to make you even more thirsty.
Yeah.
Without satisfying.
That's exactly what human feelings are and how the Quran describes it. It is full of description of hell and paradise, of the feelings of this pain and pleasure. The Quran is full of it. And really, if you read the Quran carefully, apply it to your daily life and a present life, and try to think freely without going into the religious concepts, the previous religious understanding, mostly really tradition, it doesn't make sense. It is just repeating. The Quran is full of repetition, they say. Okay. I think somebody else wanted to. Maybe Sarah as well.
If we how do I phrase this? Want to experience how heaven is vast, right? So the vastness of heaven.
Yeah.
So if we in all our experiences here and now, if we attributed to the source, like if we view a mountain or the blessings between like family relationships or spouse relationships, I mean, that will not be burning fiercely, right? Like if we're experiencing the pleasure in our relations, but we attribute it to how it was given to us or why we're in this position, then we are experiencing heaven. And
heaven, look, first of all, the material bigness is nothing. If you speak to a physicist, if you say the heaven is vast, he will say, come on, don't be crazy. The atom is vaster than the heavens, full of, endless qualities are, I would say, folded up within each other. They say, we can never get the end within the atom. So physical bigness is not important really for human side. But for my material side, yeah, I feel comfortable. And when you look at the cosmos, you cannot get the end. It is absolutely so amazing, wonderful, and mind-blowing. I understand. But in fact, human side doesn't really look at the vastness of the physical beings. So we have, yes, of course it is important, but we shouldn't really reduce the word heavens to the vast cosmic cosmos. Now, that's why we said the meaning is important, that what they refer to.
So I'm struggling with the burning part. If I was to metaphorically understand it, burning can imply two things for me. One is to consume or use up something. So if I was to burn a log, it basically uses it up. And the second thing is to diminish something. So to kind of destroy it in a way.
Consume it and finish it.
Right. So what exactly am I burning here? Am I burning my potential? Am I burning away my human reality?
It means you are burning yourself, your humanity. So it really, that's why the Quran says the hell is what? Hell consists of what? The fuel of hell, fuel of hell is human beings. وقودها الناس والحجارة.
Yes. Like in the Quran, it describes the fire as
Can you be a little louder?
Okay. In the Quran, it describes the hell as a punishment, but why is it the mystics describe it as a cleansing? what the mystics like Rami, Muhammad ibn Arabi, they describe it as a cleansing, whereas in the Quran it's a punishment. It seems like they look at it differently.
We haven't talking about it. Were you not here from the beginning?
No, I wasn't.
Then you have to listen. So
I wasn't here.
yeah, so really it's over.
Okay.
We have been discussing it over an hour about it. So don't miss the class. So from the beginning. It is very, I'm sorry, your question is legitimate, but we cannot repeat 1 hour discussion again and again. So we are, but just be patient, and then the next time come at 7 o'clock. At 7, we start at 7, and wait until the end, you will get it. I'm sure you are getting it because you are asking the question in the right place, but it is over as far as the content of this class is concerned. Now, let's wait, let's go back to how the relationship, no personal comment. Now, how the relationship between the people of hell and the hell itself. Let's go.
The relationship between, could you repeat that again?
But between the people of hell, it is described in the Quran, and the hell itself. What's going on? What the hell and the people are talking there. Okay, this one. Just what is that? The next one. Okay. So. Oh no. But the last one. I'm sorry. Why doesn't it count? The last one. Okay, this one. All right. Now. No. What's that? Where is the description of it? So what's that? Okay, one more. One B. So that. Yes, okay. Okay, this one. Let's read the English in order to save time. Somebody?
I'll read it.
So slowly, clearly articulated. Yeah, so the recording will be clear. Yeah.
The unbelievers will be led to hell in crowd until when they arrive there, its gates will be opened, and its keepers will say, "Did not messengers come to you from among yourselves, conveying to you the signs of your Lord, and warning you of the meeting of this your day?" The answer will be, "Yes, but the decree of punishment has been fallen due upon the unbelievers."
Now, I will be quick because the time is really late. So let's say this one, the unbelievers, of course, the condition is what? Unbelievers. What does unbeliever mean here?
People who are neglecting their reality.
Yeah, people who neglect their reality. By the way, since you are interested in, for you only the rest knows, we read the Quran, not it is in general sense, but now, how do we understand this hell, paradise, belief, unbelief, in my life right now, not after I die? That is another subject. We don't look at it because we study the Quran here and now. That's the principle of this class. So you got it because you are careful. I noticed that. So they arrive. Unbelievers arrive. Unbelievers by definition means. Don't say that. I'm just drawing your attention. Those people who don't believe in God. No. Here and now contradicts his humanity. Any worldview, any perception, any understanding which contradicts your humanity. Yeah? So those people who contradict their human side and reduce themselves to animal only, physical body and being and satisfaction physically, not human expectations, which are, all the human expectations are by nature eternal and perfect. Eternal and perfect. We should never forget this. So these people, when they come to paradise, they arrive there, its gates will be opened. What does it mean? It was closed. Right? It was closed. It means it is not for human beings. It is not open for human beings. It was closed. But if we have the unbelieving, it means contradicting our nature. We force the door of the hell to open it for me. It means I am throwing myself into it. Do you understand that? I am throwing myself into it. For example, if someone does not take notice of human expectations, human sight, human qualities, which require, again, eternity and perfection. So looks for eternity and perfection in the physical existence of this transient world and in the physical existence of his transient existence, body. What happens here? He is forcing the door of the gate to open. It means, for him, it means puts himself in hell position. It means really unbearable, it's a totally contradictory position as far as the human side is concerned. Right. And then its keepers will say, about keepers, you understand that it is a description, it's a figurative speech, say, didn't messenger come to you from among yourself? Have you, no, don't say that the prophets, including the prophets, but the first prophet is, the nearest prophet is yourself. Be careful. It is something strange going on in this class. Your human senses are the messages to you, existing within you. Of course, they need teacher, they need to be educated, and the human senses, since they are created with the need to be educated, so the educators, teachers are also employed. But first, for example, those people who were with the messengers, as the Quran describes them, did they listen to the messengers? Some of them did, some of them not. Did not. Why? Because they didn't listen to their messenger within themselves first. They denied the messengers. They denied their human qualities first. And then they denied the person who wanted to, or who's employed to educate their human qualities, make progress in their human qualities. They rejected it. Why? Why did they reject it? Because they rejected the message first within themselves. For example, if you deny the school, if you deny the textbook, and if you deny the education system, if you find yourself in a class, a professor is speaking, what do? There is no education. What this man is talking about? You just ignore it. That is the reason why people don't pay attention, or don't pay and did not and don't pay attention to the prophetic teaching, because first of all, they never thought of their own reality, who they are. If you don't think of your own reality, you never pay attention to the prophets or the teachings of the speech of God and guidance from God, because you don't notice yourself who you are. So what happens now? People say, we are Muslims, we follow certain religion, right? If they have not, by definition, I don't know who he is, if they have not considered their humanity, their claim of following a religion is baseless. They said that we believe in Muhammad is the messenger of God. I don't know why. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. So tradition doesn't make any sense. So you have to be realistic, what? With yourself. So if you want to call somebody, maybe call yourself to come to the truth, to realize the truth, or call somebody to the truth, to realize the truth. What do you have to do first? Man, go home, sit in your room, and think who you are, what you are. First step. If someone doesn't think of his reality, he will never get any message from anyone. Do you get it? The gentleman, careful gentleman. So you know that the approach is different in this class. So, for example, they say, listen to the Prophet. We say, no. Go home and listen to yourself first. You will understand that you are in a terrible contradiction in this world. Everything contradicts in its reality. And you need to solve this contradiction. And you have to look for solution. When you look for solution, if a messenger comes that I've got a solution for you, you say, what? Really? Tell me. And if it makes sense, you approve it. If it doesn't make sense to you, deny it. But first you have to question yourself. Most of the people deny the teachings of the Quran. They say that's stories, it's a repetition, that the same things are told over and over again. And this imaginary world is hell and paradise. They are all imaginary, wishful thinkings. What they say, you say, okay, stop reading the Quran. You have nothing to do with the Quran. Go home and think of your reality. Go on, who you are. Start from there. The first messenger is in your human sense. But think about yourself as a human being. So, by definition, the gates of hell is closed. It means really against human nature. No one is inviting you there. No one gets pleasure from going into the hell. It means painful position. It means contradiction within your existence. No one wants to contradict himself or herself. Now, did that messenger come to you from among yourself? Starting from yourself. And as a human form teacher who teaches you, guides you in order to develop your realization of your contradiction and teaches you, educates you, trains you how to get into the right understanding of your reality. Your reality, not your religious duties. Come on, don't go there. It is in this class. Yeah, your reality, the Quran or any scripture and the prophets by definition teach you who you are, what your reality is. It's very simple. Very simple. But we made it into religious forms. So who teaches you how to pray and how to fast and when to fast, what to eat, what not to eat, then it becomes ridiculous and alien to you. It is a burden outside, external burden. You have to do this, you shouldn't do that. Why? Because God says so. Why? How do you know? That's our religion. You have to believe. Most of the people say, in order to save yourself, you've got to have a strong faith. Tell me, how should I get strong faith? What is the process for it? Not many people give explanations how to get the strong faith. Yeah, you shouldn't have any doubt. Okay. But doubt is there. I shouldn't have it, huh? I shouldn't have it. No, 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 no. But it is there. You cannot deny. It is ridiculous. But really, the general teaching of religion is ridiculous to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So, from among yourself, it is not alien. You wouldn't find it. You wouldn't see it and find something strange what the prophets or messengers are teaching you. But if only you start from your own self, reflecting on your own self is essential to become, if you want to be a religious person, guarantee your paradise. Think about yourself. Really, through my own experience, it works perfect, but it is hard. Thinking about yourself is very hard, very hard. Why? It needs concentration. It needs to get rid of yourself from your previous understanding of religion. It is very hard. Okay, and conveying to you the signs of your Lord, it means messages of your Lord. Yeah, ayat Rabbi. It means teaching you what exactly this creation is conveying to you. But ayat means signs. Signs are where? Where are the signs? When the Creator's signs, where are they?
Around us.
Here, everywhere. Yeah. Okay. And warning you of meeting of this day, this your day. Yeah, they didn't warn you. Didn't they warn you? It means starting from your own nature, human nature, and the teachers out there, they warned you about your, really, the consequence of your choices, right? I think they have to pray now. They will say yes, because human consciousness acknowledges it. Human consciousness is aware of it. What we do, we deny it. For example, when the people say, you want eternal happiness? No, 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 no. There is no such thing. Don't cheat yourself. It is just imagination. But they don't say, where did I get this imagination? Where did I get this hope? Where did I get it? It is with me. Of course, the answer will be yes. It means every creature, every human being acknowledges what's right and what is wrong for himself, within himself. And then the messengers, the Creator's mercy, comes to me to teach me to develop, to improve, to make progress. So, yeah, but we have to accept that we are going to be, we are in the school of training. Okay, I think we should continue next week. The people are praying and people are coming back. Inshallah, we will continue next week. Inshallah, watch out for the mail. Read the mail next week. Mail, maybe the place, the room number, and the time, the day may change. I'm waiting for the last result tomorrow. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We are trying to get it on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, next room, not here. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Saturday we will have it in Woodhaven. Next Saturday, it means the second day of the 8th. Yep. But afterwards we'll come back here. But inshallah, I'll let you know. But next Saturday we are in Woodhaven. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.